Arsenal's unbelievable form in the Premier League continues after they sweep aside Newcastle 4-1. This was as emphatic a performance as you could ever hope to see. I mean, Arsenal were brilliant on the night. Newcastle didn't know what to do to deal with Arsenal, and there's some things that we're going to speak about in this video that I think everyone saw last night. There were so many good things to take away from that Newcastle game, and this is not a Newcastle team that is a terrible team. Just look, they're Champions League side. Newcastle were in the Champions League this season. Arsenal have scored 25 goals in 6 games. I can't tell you how good that is, but that's not just against any old team. This isn't against relegation fodder. Look at the teams Arsenal have played in the last 6 games and gotten to this goal ratio. 25 goals. We've played teams Newcastle, Champions League team. West Ham, Conference League winners. These are European winners last season. And Liverpool, Arsenal's title rival, and they've still managed to score 25 goals in 6 games. No one can tell me that Arsenal aren't the most exciting team to watch in the Premier League this season. You know, even a rival fan, Man City aren't playing as good as Arsenal. Newcastle aren't playing as good as Arsenal. And even when they do, they are still not as enjoyable to watch as Arsenal. And that's not just me saying it as an Arsenal fan. I've seen it over, on social media, by media outlets. Everyone knows Arsenal is the best team to watch this season, and there's a reason for it. Mikel Arteta. So to people saying a few weeks ago that Mikel Arteta might not be the guy to take Arsenal, further to try and develop this team into actual title winners or Champions League contenders, you're having a laugh. This manager's doing unbelievable things at this football club, and to people who can't see it, I don't know what to tell you. Mikel Arteta is working miracles with this Arsenal squad. Arsenal's squad isn't as good as Man City's. Some people think Arsenal's squad isn't even as good as Liverpool's. But look at the performances they're still churning out. And there were so many players in that game against Newcastle who deserve a shout out. Jorginho. Again, he comes in and starts and he puts in another man of the match performance. Man of the match versus Liverpool and man of the match versus Newcastle. This is a big game player. We know this isn't a player who's probably going to be available for every single game. But it's essential that we can get Jorginho to a level, a fitness level, where he's able to play in these big must-win games. Jorginho was so good. How good was he at breaking the lines? How good was he at structuring that midfield? And Jorginho offers that. We know he's a Champions League winner. We know, he's in his 30s now. So this is an experienced guy that offers so much, not only in terms of being able to play, but the presence he offers in the field. The mindset he has. Jorginho was incredible. That's the kind of performance that makes you look at it and say, wow, do we need to get rid of this guy in the summer? Can we squeeze one more year out of this guy? Like I said, he's not going to be able to play every game, but there will be games where Jorginho will come in handy. And I'm guilty of it myself. I've said we probably need to sell Jorginho in the summer. But if he can come in these games and put in those type of performances, it does make you think, 1 minute, yes, we need a younger guy to bring in and learn from Jorginho, but maybe we should keep him for one more year. And I think, by the way, Mikel Arteta is speaking, he's definitely going to want that to happen. So let me know your thoughts on Jorginho. How good was this guy yesterday? There's some other performances as well that we will get into. But before we do me a favour. I've never done this before. Just hit a like quickly before we get into the next section. It helps me out massively. So another performer that was unbelievable yesterday, Gabriel Martinelli. This guy, when he's playing with confidence, he's unbelievable. You can tell he's a Brazilian. His technique, his ability to be able to beat a man, so good. The way he was whipping past and crossing some balls in. But not only that, the way he was coming inside, he was coming centrally quite a lot. And he was making things happen. There was one passage of play where he sort of drifted all the way over to Saka's side. Someone played him in and Martinelli was incredible. Saka was incredible. We haven't seen him score that type of goal this season. This season he scored some right foot goals. He scored a few tap-ins. He scored a header. He's just been in the right position to be able to knock in goals. Scored a few penalties as well. But that was a vintage Saka goal. When someone asks me what kind of goal does Saka score, he sort of dummies to go right, cuts back into his left and whips it into the far corner. And that's exactly what he done. And that is a player who's playing with confidence. That's a player who knows he's one of the best players in the world. At the minute, Bukayo Saka is one of the best players in the world in any position. Look at this guy's numbers. I was saying a couple of weeks ago, this guy's outperforming most people in Europe, and those numbers have only got better and better. Look at this guy's goal-scoring ability from right wing. Apart from Mo Salah, name me another right winger or even a left winger who has the ability to put out or output these kind of numbers. Saka is a goal machine. Saka is an assist machine. I know we've not long, give Saka a new contract, but I think we need to be looking at giving him another contract, a long-term contract. We need to tie this player down because you're going to have teams like Real Madrid sniffing about, Barcelona sniffing about, Man City sniffing about. He is that caliber of player. Every single team, he gets into any team in world football. Bukayo Saka gets into and probably starts in any team in world football, maybe apart from Liverpool. But I guarantee if you gave Jurgen Klopp the option of having Mo Salah or Saka in his squad, he will send Mo Salah away tomorrow. Unquestionably. Saka's far younger, has a far higher ceiling, is performing at a level that's far higher than Salah was at this age. Saka just impresses me so much, and he keeps getting better and better with every game. There was a period last season where I was thinking, wow, Saka's Saka's numbers are really, really good. I think we might get to a level where he's going to start dropping off, but this guy keeps accelerating. He doesn't seem to be dropping back like other players do. Saka just has the ability to keep going, and I'm excited to see this guy's journey with Arsenal because he really does have the ability to be something special. He really does have the ability to be in the conversations of being a Ballon d'Or winner. Saka was so good. Our defence as well, so good. How much of a threat is Gabriel from corners? We've been saying it all season. What this guy offers in terms of aerial ability may even be the best in... It's definitely the best in Premier League football because he's scored the most goals as a defender since he's been here. Again, defender's so good. Goalkeeper so good. He actually made a couple of saves where I was thinking, this might be a goal. I was questioning him on that a week or two ago. I was saying, does he have the ability to pop up in the moments when you're thinking this is going to be a certain goal? And he does. There was one passage in particular where the play was through and I thought, right, it's 1-on-1. He's going to miss this. But he made himself big and he just collected the ball. Almiron, I think it was. Very, very good performance from David Raya. But as well, Havertz up front. How good is this guy in the air? We've said on this channel for a long time, Havertz in the middle of the park doesn't offer us much. I don't think he's anywhere near as good as a player in central midfield as he can be as a striker. And look what he does offering striker. In terms of sort of running and dragging a defender out of the place, he's incredible. The amount of space he opens up by moving. He's always running. When Arsenal have got the ball, just watch Havertz. He's sprinting in the other direction. He's always trying to pull someone out of position, make gaps, make runs, just so he can be played in. Very good from Havertz up front. I like Havertz in that number 9 position. Just please don't play him in midfield. Because it just gives people like me a reason to look at his performance and think, what have we done bringing this guy in? What does he actually offer us? But when you play him in that forward position, he is incredible. I was very impressed with Havertz once again. Scoring again. Outperforming most players that were brought in by other teams. People at the beginning of the season were saying, look, Man City's bringing in players like Doku and Arsenal were bringing in Havertz. Let's have a laugh at Havertz. He scored more than double the goals of Doku this season. So, he's performing to such a level, where he's making people look silly from their statements that they were making at the beginning of the season. And that is what I like about Havertz. He keeps proving people wrong. He keeps showing he does have the ability to keep improving, to keep learning. He is only a young player. We forget that with Havertz because he's done so much in his career. He has performed with Chelsea. He has won the Champions League. But this is still a very young player who's capable of improving and learning under Mikel Arteta. And that's exactly what he will keep doing if Mikel Arteta does keep picking him. We know he's one of Mikel Arteta's first names on the team sheet. He hardly ever drops him. But now it's time for Havertz to really perform. When we play Man City next month, that's a game where Havertz needs to pop up and score a goal. If Havertz can do that, then he truly would have shut all his doubters up. No doubt about it. He does have the ability to do it. And I am, enjoying watching Havertz play in these last few games. Havertz has impressed me. Odegaard has impressed me. The confidence he's playing, I've said it a few times, he's so, so good. The ability he has to find any pass. He rarely makes a stray pass. He's dropped deeper in games, but because we did have Jorginho and Declan Rice in this game, it allowed him to flourish in that further forward position. And that's exactly where Odegaard should play. So whether it be Jorginho and Rice, whether it be Partey and Rice, whether it be Partey and Jorginho, we need 2 more combative midfield players in that number 8 and that number 6. And that's when you will see the best from Martin Odegaard. So in terms of the title race, this puts Arsenal well and truly in this title race. In my opinion, it might have just put us slightly higher up in the favourabilities of who's going to win this thing. Like I said, Arsenal had the hardest game of this match week. Arsenal had Newcastle. Liverpool didn't play. Man City played Bournemouth. So if there was a team in this title race that you was going to look at and think, oh, they do have the ability to drop points, it was definitely Arsenal in this game. And now look at Arsenal's next 2 games. Sheffield United and Brentford. Man City, they got Liverpool coming up. Not the game, but the game after. So, Liverpool or Man City are going to drop points. And now it's up to Arsenal to capitalise when they do. And Arsenal have put themselves in a perfect position by winning this game. But like I said, that's just my opinion. I would like to know everyone else's thoughts on this game. What did you enjoy about this game? Who did you think had the best performance in this game? Or who shocked you the most? Me was Jorginho. Because I know he's a good player, but he done it against Liverpool. And now he's come in and done it again against Newcastle. Very, very happy with Jorginho winning man of the match. He absolutely deserved it. Second for me would have been Martinelli. Unbelievable. He didn't get his goal, but the way this guy played, it was mesmerising at times. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. If you enjoyed this content, do me a favour and just hit the thumbs up. And subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.